Good morning, it's Marianne, and hey, I have Mike here helping me behind me. He's grating up the cheese. Today, in the Joy of Cooking cookbook on page 598, we're going to do the cheese bread. It makes 2 9x5 loaves. And it's very interesting when you read this recipe, because if you didn't really read it and then reread it and then reread it, like I've just got done doing, you could screw some stuff up pretty fast. Because first part, it wants you to heat 1.5 cups of milk. And then to that milk, then you're going to stir in and add sugar, butter, and salt. And then you're going to remove that from the heat. Then you're going to combine in a large bowl and let stand yeast. So if you hadn't messed up, you're going to mess up that point right there. So in a bowl, which is I'm going to use in my KitchenAid mixer, the water and the yeast, that's good. And then after it has set and done this little bubbly thing for about 5-10 minutes, then I'm going to stir in the milk mixture, which is the milk, the sugar, the butter, and the salt. I'm going to stir that into the yeast mixture, adding a large egg and my 1.5 cups of shredded sharp cheddar cheese. And then I'm going to add in 3 cups of flour, stir that around, and then I'm going to put the dough hook on the mixer, and I'm going to put in another 2 to 3 cups of flour. So when you're doing your recipes, I hope you can see that. Make sure to write on your recipe what you're doing, because sometimes you can screw up, and I know this because I've not read recipes all the way through. That's why I have a pizza dough recipe now, because whatever. Anyhow, that's what we're going to get to, so stick with us. This is going to be a fun day. We're going to have cheese bread, and we're making it because in a couple days we're going to make tomato soup and grilled cheese with the cheese bread. Interesting concept. I know I came up with that idea. So we're going to pause it right now. And as Mike would say, he's taking it slow and easy on the grater so he does not hit his fingers on the grate. So you always have to pay attention to what your hand is doing when you're around sharp objects. Got my handy dandy little...
Okay, I'll put this in, and then I'll do the rest of it.
Okay. I gotta start putting my hand behind my camera.
Right in that?
No, on that pan right there.
Oh, on the pan?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay, all right.
Okay, we're up to 89 degrees.
Glad it said something.
Yeah, I just would have had you dump the bowl over onto the pan.
Yeah.
91 degrees. Going for 105 to 115. If you've not invested in a good thermometer, I think I picked this one up over at Kohl's probably 5-6 years ago, maybe more, and it's worked out pretty good. And it has a magnetic thing on the back, and you can put new batteries in it. You can do Celsius or Fahrenheit. Okay, we're at 102, 103, 104. I'm going to turn this flame off because I'm using a stainless steel pan, and it will retain the heat. So we're going up to 109 and all that. But I'm going to stir in 1/3 cup of sugar. I'm going to get that going for melting. And a little side note, when you use this 1/3 cup, you still have to crack your egg. 1 egg fits in a 1/3 cup dry measurement. Perfect. A large egg. See? So, you've already gotten this out and gotten it dirty. You might as well use it up on your next product that you need to put in there. Okay, so we've got that. I'm going to put in my 1/4 cup of butter. I have a feeling I should have cut this thing up so it melts faster. There we go. So I'm going to do that, and it also says to put in 1 tablespoon of salt. So we'll pour that in there. Yeah, and I'll be using my yeast jar. When I get done with this yeast, I'm not buying a big container like they have over at Costco. I mean, we use yeast, but I don't use enough to warrant having a big jar of it. I can get a smaller package. Still in quantity, you know, not those little itty bitty packs. So I am stirring the butter and the sugar and the salt and the milk, and it is cooling down, which is great. Let's see what we got now. Oh, look at that, we're down to 97, 98. So we're still, you know, 104. That's good. Now, yeah, you're good. You can just leave it all right there.
Okay.
Now I'm going to get a 1/2 cup of warm water. Same thing, but I already used this for my milk. I'm going to use it for my water. Excuse me. Okay, so now if you have a KitchenAid, this is where I like to use my KitchenAid, but this is a cold stainless steel bowl. And I'm going to pour my water in here, and I'm going to take in about 1.5 cups. 1.5 cups, listen to me. 1.5 tablespoons of yeast. Alright. And it says to leave that sit for 5 minutes. Get all the yeast squished back down in the water. And just because I know yeast likes a little bit of sugar, I'm just going to sprinkle a little bit of sugar on it. Just so he can start to eat, you know? Okay. I bet if I go on this side of the camera, hey, I'm learning stuff. I'm learning that I need to put the camera further away from me, which is okay. And then I need to learn that not to put my finger on this side because it stops you from seeing. And then I just keep my thermometer, my tester, down there beside the stove. Okay, now this is all ready to go. The milk mixture. The milk, the butter, the sugar, and the salt mixture. I think it's kind of ironic that I just wouldn't put the yeast in here. But hey, I'm following the recipe, okay? So after that, we got the 1 large egg. Now, I weighed out my cheddar cheese that Mike shredded up for me. This was 6 ounces of shredded cheddar cheese. Then he shredded it, and they said it's supposed to be 1.5 cups. I guess if you pulled that apart, it'd be 1 cup. And this would be 1/2 cup. Yeah. Okay. This is dirty. Oh, I still have more cheese in this, so let's not forget that. That's dirty. Well, we got plenty of cheddar cheese, that's for sure. 'Cause it looks like I got about 2 cups. But it's cheese, right? It's okay. So, yeah, this is going to take a bit. It's a cold bowl. I'll be back when I'm stirring everything together. Okay, so while the yeast is getting frothy, and it's looking pretty good, it's growing. I have about 19 seconds left. The milk butter is doing good. I got 2 bowls with 3 cups of flour each in it. And I didn't check to see if the recipe or if the way the bread is being made.
You're oiling this, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
In the beginning of this chapter, it should say about yeast bread.
So,
Oh, there I go again on the wrong side. There we go. I scooped it into the 1 cup measurement versus putting my measuring cup in there. So we'll see how it works out, and then we'll make a notation on the recipe how it goes. And that's my bubbly yeast. So in there, we're going to pour the milk mixture and stir it around. And then beat it until smooth. Now when it says beat, we're literally going to beat. There. And it says to add the cheese in at this point. So we're adding the cheese. Oh, and of course I have to make a mess. Now I'm going to put in the first 3 cups of flour. I'm wondering if you're going to see the cheese. Or you'll just taste the flavor of it. Interesting. Okay. Show you what this looks like. Looks like cottage cheese.
done with it?
Yeah, for right now I am.
Okay, all right.
It says to put in 2 to 3 cups, so I'm going to hold back some flour. See what this guy does. Move my camera over here. I held back maybe about half a cup of flour. It's a humid day outside, it's raining, so that could affect our bread production. But this is looking quite nice. This whole month that we're doing this food this time, We are really stepping up our game on bread production with, I think I've got, what did I say? I've never made pockets, pita pockets, pita dough, pita rounds, I don't know. I'm gonna make those. I've made naan before, but we're gonna make naan. Oh, it can use the rest of this flour. Oh yeah, this is nice. When it starts to all gather together and pull away from the sides and clean the sides of the bowl, that's a good thing. Oh yeah. Then it says to oil up a container. Yeah, it just all ran down. We have an avocado spray that we spray our containers with. Oh, this is beautiful. Beautimus, Mikey.
Yeah.
Beautimus. Nice sticky dough. Considering we did your bread yesterday, it's sticky. There we go. That can go in the sink and start soaking.
Okay.
Now, it tells you to put it in a bowl and all that. But I've come to realize that these are the best things because you know where it starts and it has to double. So we're at, 1.5 quarts, we'll call it. So it has to go up at least to 3 quarts for doubling purposes, which is really good. And I would normally turn this dough over, but I have a lid. It's not going to dry out on me. So, because it's so oily. I like to gather the dough up. So that's all I did is I just gathered it up into a log. Because I'm doing 2 loaves. And I have my scale over here. If you're going to spend money on equipment for your kitchen, 2 things that I recommend: a scale and the timer, or the thermometer, whatever you want to call it. Okay, so. Oh, Mike, could you bring me over my pans, please? Oh, that's 1.112.
Your pans?
My bread pans.
Oh.
1.112. Woohoo! Incredible, folks. The bread pan's right there. Thank you.
Yeah.
So, these are some nice loaves of bread. I'm going to sit him back over there out of the way. Okay, so you can see me a little bit. So I'm just kind of like squishing him down and pulling him over, and then I'm going to roll him. And that's all I'm doing. I'm not really doing it real hard, real heavy. It's just, it's where I cut it in half. I squish it down, get the ends in, pull that over, and there we go. Nice loaf. And then we put it in our pans. I've seen Mike do this. He does really good on his bread. He squishes it in. Corners, crevices. Gets it all flat in there. You think I don't watch you, but I do. All right, so that's it. We have another hour of a rise, and then we're going to put it in the oven. Okay, the bread is out of the oven, cheesy bread. Another reason to have one of these testers. I like to bring my bread out and say it's done when it's around 200 degrees. I think that's the going rate. So I'm up 195, 196. I'm good on that one. And this one here, 198. So my bread's out of the oven.
Now what?
Well,
What do you
I want to spray it a little bit.
Okay.
Okay. And now I want the loaves in here.
Okay.
So this is where Mike always rises to the occasion.
Yeah.
No, I want you to take them out of the pan.
Oh, you want to take them out?
Yeah, like you do.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Uh-oh, not coming out. Pull it back in. Turn it over.
Yeah.
That's good. Try the other one.
Okay.
If they don't come out, don't force them. He likes to peep. That one's
this
coming
is
out,
loose.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep, that one's
oh,
done.
that's gorgeous.
Done.
Roll him back over on his bottom.
Okay.
And this bread smells good. It went for longer than 30 minutes. It went for right around 40 minutes.
I put it over to the side.
Yeah.
That way.
Now hang on a minute. Let me get my little white tool here.
Oh.
Because I'm not sure where he's stuck at. I tried to spray him really good. Alright. See if he bounces.
Yep.
He bounces.
Does it?
So see, sometimes, and if you just leave it sit, it'll get a little moisture, which should let it do its thing too. Don't squish it.
I'm just moving it over, baby.
You squished it, man.
I didn't squish nothing, baby.
Oh, look how beautiful that is.
Huh.
Okay.
Okay.
No,
Leave it
it's
set.
fine. It's
Okay.
fine. Now they'll just rest there until they're cool. Never cut a fresh loaf of bread out of the oven.
Well,
No, never do it.
no.
Okay, I'm back. Look at this beautiful cheese bread. A loaf of cheese bread. And this is the other loaf. I'm going to cut into this loaf. It's a little cooler than this loaf. This loaf's a little hot yet. So, I've had them out of the oven for a couple hours. And I cool them on my oven rack, my toaster oven rack. And wow. There's no cheese. Now I used white cheddar cheese. It's moist. But there's no cheese that I can see. It smells like cheese. Oh, it smells so good. Now we got to get a little bit of butter. A little butter knife, a little bit of butter. So imagine, if you will, that this bread is going to be a grilled cheese. You've seen a lot of people do a lot of stuff with grilled cheese, but have you ever seen anybody do a grilled cheese with cheese bread? I think not. Okay. Mmm. Mmm. Wow. That has a very unique flavor. You can kind of get a little bit of flavor from the sugar. So a third of a cup of sugar. Mm. Mm. That's going to make a great grilled cheese sandwich. Mm-hmm. Man. And it's so soft. I don't know how well you can see it. People are always squishing stuff. The crust is nice. It's not too crusty. It's not dried out on the bottom. Mm. Mm. Well, Joy of Cooking Cookbook, page 598. The only thing I would do would be to cook it for about 45 minutes instead of the 30. It's good though.
What kind of bread is this?
Cheese bread.
Cheese bread? That's different.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah.
And it smells like cheese. It's wow, it smells like a grilled cheese almost. So imagine we're going to grill this up into a grilled cheese sandwich.
Wow.
That's going to be intense, isn't it?
Yeah, that's pretty good.
I'm impressed.
Yeah.
Stay tuned. The grilling will come up soon.